Now, we have an agenda that we've set up for the day. We have Here it is. I'll pass it around so everybody can look at it, but I'll also briefly cover it. A quick note, facilitation would love a bigger whiteboard so we can make that bigger. The agenda is welcome, process. We've done this. Finally, the next issue we will address after this will be committee report backs. Then we will go into proposals. The proposals we have are, briefly, and we will go into detail on them later, a proposal from Pat around communications for NC State faculty. Secondly, sample wording for a petition and flyers that we can hand out to people. Thirdly, an occupation phone that can be kept on site so that we can always contact people on the sidewalk. Fourthly, we're going to try and formalize a working group time for all committees. I'll deal with this one in a bit, but we need to keep this going in all GAs so working groups or committees start meeting more regularly. This is something we will pass for the people here, but it will continue to need to be brought up to all GAs until we start getting a better process. Finally, we have a quick proposal for a physical location of information like this notebook for all committees. A new resource we can use right here on the sidewalk. The end will be announcements. We have a couple of announcements already. If you have others, we will take time for them there as well. Are there any pressing proposals that people need to add to the agenda at this time? I will note that the Facilitations Committee meets at 5:30 just before this meeting. You can always come there to put things on proposal. Is there anything pressing that has to be dealt with today?
Sidewalk!
Sidewalk!
Let me see the agenda. Thanks.
I don't know if it's pressing.
Thank you.
I'm one of the attorneys who's been working on communicating with the police and the DOA. I would be happy to give a brief update on how that's going if that was useful. I don't know where that would fit on the agenda.
All right. Point of process, Joseph already talked to me. He said he had something for legal. We'll do that at committee report backs. If you can keep it brief, you can add it there as well. Okay. Any other things for the agenda? Is everyone consenting to this agenda? Excellent. We will begin with committee report backs. And we can go ahead and start with legal. Legal had some committee report backs. Go ahead.
Okay, we've had some good progress.
Mic check. Mic check.
The negotiations with the city have slowed down. But we think that the ultimate result will be better than what we've asked for. Not a whole lot better, just a little better. But that's still up in the air, so we won't know until tomorrow. If we're lucky. Now regarding the state, that's even slower. And may require some political muscle. So we're in a position now where we're developing a good argument with good precedents to make a final submission for a permit to use the Capitol grounds. If that doesn't work, then we'll begin with political pressure. So we should hold off on anything specific to council people or state people for maybe another day or two. but having a contact on a general nature, saying that you support the occupation and that they would, and that
You would support the occupation.
that would certainly be appropriate.
That would certainly be appropriate.
There was something else too.
If you
If
you write somebody,
Is that
That-
the list that was handed out?
The list that was handed out. Which list?
Talk about that. That will be talked about. That will be talked about.
Yeah, the brochure that's going to be up next is relevant to the people that can be contacted. And the statement that's on it appears to be general in nature.
I think.
Oh, I know what it was. Okay. I wanted to get a sense of the group. What's that called? Vibe check. There are many options for asking for a permit. The best one would be that we could use the grounds and camp on them.
That's the best.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Other ideas, that's not likely to happen at this time. So we are thinking about asking for lesser things so that the state can have a chance to get comfortable with us. And then ask for something a little more as the need arises. So starting from the bottom, it seems like the simplest and smallest thing to ask that would have the most impact for the sidewalk would be to use that little plaza right there
Be able to use that little plaza right there.
that has benches, but it's still separate from the rest of the grounds. So vibe check on that.
That'll work. That's a start.
Well,
Okay.
that's not
Yeah,
all we're talking.
that's not all we're talking about. Okay, then the next level of ideas is to have 2 permits a day for short periods that fit within their standards. What I personally am suggesting is that we go for a noon one where we could have daily speakers who could come from the university and give talks on the specific points that are relevant to our occupation. We might also be able to set up one of those pop-up tents for shelter, and that would set a good precedent. Then the second permit time would be at 6:30. So we could have a better space for our general assembly.
And a safer space.
So these meetings, or permits rather, could be for like 2 hours. And I think that if we did that for a week, then we would set a good feeling with the state and they would feel less risk about us.
Would that mean we couldn't be on the sidewalk still?
I am assuming
I am assuming
that our good relationship with the city
that our good relationship with the city
would continue, and we would have have use of the sidewalk. Because there are some people who are arrested, who are our champions, that can't go on the city ground, on the state grounds.